Good morning and welcome to Write with Rachel. I'm Rachel and I'll be your guide today. Today we are going to hold our daily writing workshop. We're going to start with a prompt or a story spark. After that, I will improv for story ideas. After that, I will write a story in 10 minutes or less. You're welcome to join me or follow along as I write a story by hand. First thing we're going to do is start with our story spark for the day. Today is Thursday, and on Thursdays, we do our Wish on a Star prompt. So for our word of the day, I picked out some different jewelry items. Some of you may know that I also run a jewelry business. The name of my jewelry business is Reimagined by the Chateau. So this morning I was filming some items for my jewelry business, and I thought, oh, these have different shapes, and these could be different things people could wish for. So I am going to consider these numbered 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's pick a wish and get started. Okay, so today we're going to be wishing for a cat. Here we've got our kitty cat. Start working through the prompt. So our word is cat. Our second word for the day will be a sensory word. And for today, we have the sense of taste. Last week we went to Alaska to find a restaurant. Today we went to Alabama for a restaurant. I asked Gemini for one of the top rated restaurants in Alabama, and it came back with a place called Southern Roots. I went to their menu and selected 6 taste words from their menu. So let's see which sensory taste word we'll be incorporating today. We have the number 7. Number 7 is spicy salsa. So today we have a cat and spicy salsa. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to work through 4 different story ideas, approaches we can take with this prompt. This is all improv. I encourage you to follow along at home, and if you have ideas, jot those down too. I would love to see those in the comments. So let's say we have our first character, and let's say that her name is Alexa. So Alexa hears something scratching at her door. She wakes up and takes a peek, and she sees a mysterious cat. What are you doing here? She asked the cat out loud. And the cat meows and leads her to the kitchen. And dot, dot, dot. We could go in this direction. Let's say that we have Brandon. So Brandon works at the local bar and grill. He has just whipped up a batch of his favorite salsa when he hears a loud meow from the bar. He turns around, but all he sees is a woman in a hat. Dot dot dot. We could have an approach that starts with Cynthia. Cynthia's friends really wanted to rob the house next door. It will be so easy, they said. Look, we can just slip through that door. Said Cynthia, who was skeptical as always. But then they learned her the promise of spicy salsa sushi. Dot dot dot. And let's take one more direction. And here we are going to have a Duncan. Duncan didn't know what to do when a person dressed up like a cat showed up on his doorstep. Who are you? The cat bowed and started singing a song about the taste of spicy salsa. What? Said Duncan. You're going to give me a tip, right? Said the cat. Dot dot dot. There you go, several different directions you can take this story. Remember that cat can go in several different directions. You could have a cat burglar, you could have, a traditional cat, you could have cat woman, you could have someone dressed like a cat, you could have any types of cats, real or unreal, that you would like. When you think of spicy salsa, you can also just think of the word spice and take that apart. As you're working through your story today, I would also like to encourage you to remember the tilt philosophy. Our goal is to finish the story. which means we want to keep on writing, which means we do what it takes to move the story forward, which means we may have to abandon reality, which means it's perfectly fine to introduce a bit of magic, something a little crazy, or whatever you need to keep your story moving along. Remember, you can always edit your first draft, but you cannot edit a draft that you've never written. In a moment, I'm going to ring the bell, flip the hourglass, and start writing my draft. As I write, I will be talking out loud to model my process for you. If you'd rather write in silence, feel free to mute me as I start. If you're watching the replay, it can also be fun to watch this at 2 or 3 times the speed and watch my messy handwriting fill the screen. If we're ready to go, then I think we can get started now. We have Cynthia. This is her story, maybe perhaps a confession of how her friends wanted her to break into the home next door. Come on, Cynthia, they said. It will be so easy. You can see the door, right? I looked at the door. Maybe they were right. But what if they were wrong? What if there's an alarm? No alarm, said Jangles. Remember that electrical storm knocked it out, and they haven't had it fixed yet. I heard the whole thing. What's so valuable that we want still anyway? I said. And Chrissy said, they've got all kinds of jewels. I've seen them myself back in the day when their kid used to live here. He was spoiled, rotten. I mean, not just Jules, but she even had like a Chanel swimming suit. I rolled my eyes. But I don't even swim. Well, said Chrissy, they do have something. I know you like. What? I sighed, tired of the conversation and ready to go home and take a nap. Your favorite treat, if you know what I mean, said Mr. J. My ears perked up. I sighed. I hadn't had it in months. I was supposed to be off it for good. My doctor said no more, and my parents had been very strict about it, but they couldn't stop me now. Okay, okay, I said, who is going in first? You have to do it, said Mr. J. You're skinniest. You can fit through that old doggy door and then let us in. I paused, but the lure of the treat pulled me in, and as I moved into the kitchen, I thought I also smelled my favorite kind of sushi. You know, the kind with the spicy tuna and the spicy salsa, which made me go even deeper into the house. I looked around, sniffing for my treat as my friends yelled outside for me to let them in. And then I saw it, and it was like angels were singing. A bag full of the food I could no longer have. Meow mix. That's the end of my story for today. If you are in a good flow, I encourage you to keep writing. If you enjoyed our workshop today, I would love to have you join me again tomorrow. I hold these writing workshops every Monday through Friday. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and join me again tomorrow. Thank you and have a wonderful writing day.